Namaste, Vitruvians. Welcome. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see
It is.
everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. For those that celebrate, I know it's an American holiday and a Canadian holiday, but I think the Canadian holiday actually is on a different date. But hopefully, you guys got plenty of rest, and yeah, we're ready to go.
Did you stuff yourself? Is the
I
key
did.
question.
I did. I'm not a big eater, but last night I indulged and I got the meat sweats. For those of you that are familiar with that term, and I was like, I passed out at like 3 o'clock or something like that for like a 20-minute nap. And everybody was mad at me because I was the only man there at this event.
Yeah.
So it was good. Man, we did a smoked turkey. So we
Wow.
cooked it in a Traeger, and it was awesome. Very, very
Nice.
good.
Well, my family, my had been cooking for the 3 days prior, and yesterday was quite a feast. And I just went out there and looked, and there's food all over the place. There's so much food, but we had a really good meal, and of course we have the vegetarian Thanksgiving meal. So
Mhm.
it was really, really good. Enjoyed it thoroughly, and then actually only only napped for half hour, and then started working. And before I just pretty much didn't realize the time, and I'm like, oh my, it's time for. And I'm pinging you at like 5 a.m. you know, and it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I woke up late. Usually I'm up at like 5:30, 6:30. I just wake up and this morning I woke up a little bit later, which is rare. And I was in a panic because we always have a lot to do. Friday mornings are always a last minute hustle to get everything compiled. Yeah.
You AA says Nick got the broccoli sweats. You wouldn't be wrong there. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts. As a really good salad and really good everything. Um, Mike, we got so much material to cover. I don't know if we'll be able to do it in 90 minutes. We'll see. We'll try.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. A lot
We'll
of good
try.
stuff.
Lots of good new stuff to cover. So I see a lot of friends in the audience here. Hi, Phantom. Hi, Orico. Lovanik, Villain Art, AA, Rich, Deba, Raz, Tasman, Tina. Who else is here? Dado, Mystique, Sandil, Igor is here. That's great. It's great. Garfield is here. Hello, Garfield. Pam. Hi, Pam. Um, it's great to see so many artists here because I got a lot of artist related new stuff to share today and to show you,
Mhm.
which I'm really, really excited about. I'm very excited about. And uh, notice I have started wearing my holiday red colors here. So we wear red every Friday in honor of the servicemen and women of our country. And since it's the holiday, I decided to go full on red here. So, all right, with that out of the way, I think we can get going. So let me bring up this. Do we have any special guests coming today, Mike?
We do.
We
We
do.
do have a special guest. It's on the books. He has the link, so hopefully that will work out. If not, then we'll keep things moving. But I'm excited to share some new things. So
Are you willing to give any clues at all about the special guest, or will it be a giant surprise?
it'll be a giant surprise.
All right, all right. That's the kind we like. That's great. Okay, let's get going here. Welcome everyone to the Vitruveo Spotlight. This is season 5, episode 9. It's November 29, 2024. I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and with me is Mike Purdy, COO. And what we do at the Spotlight is review all the events and happenings of the past week, and then clue you in on what is coming up that is of strategic importance in the Vitruveo community. So, with that, let's get going. The first thing is we'll do some updates here. We got to talk about the Vitru and Vitro price. Last Friday, we removed the circuit breaker and let Wrap Vitru go sort of free on our decks, and we are very excited that we found a floor. It's looks to be around 19 cents. And looks like price stability is achieved. Let's go. Let's go look at what the live price is right now. It's at about 18.7. Yeah. So it's been hovering around between 15 and 20, I think, and hitting that. So, Mike, do you have any remarks on that?
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of crossing our fingers whenever we removed the circuit breaker, and we're
Yeah.
like, okay, let's go, let's see what happens. And I think the all-time low was somewhere around 7 cents after the original sell-off, and then people started picking it up and buying. A lot of people were complaining because they were hoping that it was going to go down to a penny, so that they could get 100,000 Vitru for $1,000 or
Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah.
the price started climbing, stability started to become achieved, and this is exactly what we wanted. Um, we don't want the price too high right now. We don't want it too low. Nick and I are beyond ecstatic with where we are right now for the Vitru price, leading into our sex list, that's coming around the corner, and it creates a lot of opportunity for buy pressure for those coming into the ecosystem. So, yeah, we couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah, and so also is the story for Vitro, which in the past 3 days has grown over 300%. So that's really really amazing. So we are really well aware that the community is waiting very patiently on us for the strategy. We've been working on it, and we are committing to releasing a Vitro plan at the end of December. So we've got that mostly worked out, and it's coming together quite well. But really, really amazing to see these results. And our staking progress continues. It's excellent, really, really excellent. So currently, there's in the contract 10.6 million staked, and our all-time staking is now at 12.25 million. Let's take a quick peek at that also and see where we are here. Yeah, it just went up a little bit by 3,000 since I last checked. That is really, really good news. Really great. Thank you, everyone, for stepping up, especially everyone who's a regular here. I see them really talk a lot about staking in public on X, etc., and appreciate that, because that does make a difference. And you can see the results. We are starting from a position of strength here as we go to exchanges and etc. And it really sets us up for a stellar 2025. So everything you're doing, very very grateful. Thank you very much. Please continue to stake, and let's just really dominate in 2025 as we go into the public markets. All right. Next, I want to talk about Scope. We were scheduled to have a calculator this week, and the week is not yet over. It's Friday, so I have one more day. But I wanted to show you that there has much progress been made. There is a calculator coming, and it is going to really model everything for you. It's going to read your portfolio directly. It's going to read your stakes directly. It's going to allow you to use sliders to do what if scenarios on revenue growth for our three verticals: arts, gaming, and entertainment. It's going to let you do price growth on Vitru and Vitro, and then it's going to model out a 5-year income statement for you that basically takes into account all your rebasing income, all your stakes rewards, and all your vibe income, all of that, and it presents it to you, allows you to make the best decisions on what holdings you want to have in your portfolio. So really, really excited about that. I had really wanted to have it ready today, but I just couldn't get it done. Need another day or so to wrap it up, but it's coming very soon. And along with it, also, you're probably used to seeing this now for the better part of a year, this animation here. Well, say goodbye to it, because it's going away in a couple of days. All of this is going to be replaced with a real-time dashboard of key indicators in the Vitruveo ecosystem. This includes some of the top accounts. What I mean by that is the treasury, staking, vibe, etc., and generally all the metrics that you want to at a glance look at and say, okay, that's a pulse on the Vitruveo ecosystem. So this is going to go away in a couple days, and we'll be going to have a beautiful new calculator, and hopefully everyone can have fun with it. One key feature about the calculator is you will be able to save your what if scenario and share it with other people with just a link. So with just one link, you'll be able to share it with someone else, and they can pull it up and they can use your what if scenario numbers to model what their portfolio will look like. So that's an excellent way for the community to kind of say, well, I project this, but you project that, and compare and contrast that. So that feature, but that feature won't be available on day one. Probably by next Spotlight, meaning next Friday, it should be available by then. But I've built that in right there because I think a what if kind of a community based what if is really helpful because it starts a good narrative. It helps us kind of focus on, you know, what kind of growth to expect, what kind of growth to plan for, etc. And it helps us, it gives us strategic feedback on where the community is. So all right, yeah, so that is coming up. And then going back here, one new thing that is also coming up is a validator registry. I'd hinted about this last week, and I'm pleased to report that it is now live on testnet. So there is the validator registry contract in test. So just need to run it through a few tests, and then it'll be ready. What it means is that all our validators will be able to self-claim, self-service claim October and November VIP perks, and then moving forward, it'll also be on a monthly basis. It'll just be automated. So really, it's as simple as going to this and putting your node address in here, putting what period it is, and we'll make sure that that's communicated, and then hitting a button, and then all the funds that are owed to you are transferred. You could also just do claim all, which only requires your node address, and no matter when you come, a month later, 2 months later, 5 months later, you just hit right, and it's going to figure out how much you're owed, and it's going to pay it to you. So that's the validator registry. We intend to grow this contract into sort of the central hub for all things validator related, including what we track here is the validator performance. So the validators that may not have the required uptime in a month, it'll be tracked here, so you can go back at any time and generate a report and see, you know, which validators were active, which weren't, and so on and so forth. So that is also in flight and should be deployed here in the next couple of days. But certainly, we want to make sure that you can immediately claim your October and November things as early as possible. All right, for the next set of updates, I'm going to turn it over to Mike. Mike, it's yours.
Okay, great. So I know there's questions coming in. So guys, we starred them, so we'll circle back, but not to worry, we'll address all those questions. First thing off is we did the 2000 Vitro airdrop for all the validators, so you should see that in the wallets that are linked to your node. So that was a pending list that seemed like it was on the chart forever, so or on the list forever. So I'm glad to say, or glad to report that that has been completed. So look for that. In terms of something that's going to be coming up over the next week or two is we're going to be launching a bounty program for the community. And we really do want to foster engagement with the community. And we have some very, very, very bright people in the community. Also experts and subject matter experts in certain areas, like developers, and we have marketing experts, we have all of this thing. We want to leverage that talent for the ecosystem, and people do want to get involved. People are anxious to contribute. And this is one of the things that we're going to be launching. So the bounty program, how it works, you've noticed that we launched kind of a marketing committee. The purpose of this committee was really to uh, help people get involved and contribute to the marketing directives, because obviously Nick and I can't, we're juggling 35 different parts of the protocol, working on so many different things. This type of activity really does help in terms of getting research and setting up meetings and contacts and that sort of thing. So the marketing team has been doing a great job in the sense of laying out, doing some research, looking at KOLs, YouTubers, and getting all that information for us, setting up, doing all the legwork, if that makes sense. And that just makes our marketing efforts a little more efficient, specifically to the marketing team. The next committee that I'd like to launch is going to be a new project committee. and they're put with the task of seeking out developers, developer communities, really to help build on Vitruveo. And this could be, let's get a central exchange on Vitruveo. Let's get more utility projects. Let's get more gaming projects, that sort of thing. So if you're interested in participating in one of these committees, or if you have an idea for a different committee, please submit it and we'll review it. But we're going to be building out this program within the community very shortly. And yeah, we want to invite all those that are interested in participating in this way to reach out to me directly and through Discord, and we'll get everything set up. But super, super excited about this. And we have kind of something really special planned. We are building a new investor landing page for Vitru. And the whole purpose of this, guys, is if you're coming into our ecosystem, it can be a little overwhelming. It could be confusing. There's really no call to action. It's just a lot of information, and people get information overload. And one thing that Nick and I have been talking about is once we do start pulling the trigger on marketing, where are these banner ads? Where are they being linked to? We really need a dedicated marketing landing page for new investments and all of our marketing directives. That way, we are controlling the narrative and really doing a good job explaining Vitru and the protocol to and the ecosystem to new investors. We will be producing professional keynotes from the core team. So Nick and I are going to be doing keynotes. There's where we're controlling the narrative, we're building the storytelling, but it's going to be in video form, shot on green screen. So Nick is going to be traveling next week to Orange County. As most of you know, I do film production and professional photography. So we're going to get the new headshots. We're going to do all the filming for the keynotes, build out the scripts, and all of this is going to be directed to the new landing page. The landing page is really going to be the narrative of it is going to be preparing, allowing investors to buy in before sex listing, and so it's something really exciting. It's something I've been very fighting for and very passionate about, and we're excited to start building that out in the next week or two. So look for an update on that.
All right, great. Let's move on then. Thank you for that. And I look forward to seeing you in person again next week.
Yeah,
All right. I think it's still you, Mike.
it's still me. Yeah.
take on.
So let's do some Vlox updates. Obviously, Vlox Gaming is our gaming vertical within the Vitruveo protocol. And we have a few updates on that. First thing, Vortex World. So what's going on with Vortex World? Everybody wants to know what's going on with Vortex World. All right. So let me just give a quick summary. We did go into a partnership with a dev team that was building out Vortex. Unfortunately, we didn't feel that that partnership was working well. So we terminated that and then started working more on building things out and focusing on research. Um, at that time, that's when Sabong came on board. And Sabong wasn't just a project, it was really obviously Garfield, the founder of Sabong Evolution, in partnership with Jason, his business partner, it opened the door for Vitruveo with a lot of seed investors and seed funding. So we really shifted our focus over to there, putting a pause on Vortex World. But now we have some developments that we want to kind of fill you guys in on. Okay, Orbit buy page is scheduled for completion next week. So we will have an update on that shortly. I know there's been many people asking for updates on that. Yes, there's still plenty of Orbit that's ready in inventory. So we'll have an update on that next week. But this is the exciting part. A new gaming developer slash consultant with over 14 years of professional gaming development, who's also a VR designer and a world designer. He currently has worked with Bad Robot Games, which is a huge gaming franchise. Facebook, Oculus has agreed to collaborate with us and to really review the white paper, the game concept, gameplay, development phases, and the tokenomics. This is a massive, massive deal for me. And what's even more incredible is he's in our community. So We came into contact. It was kind of funny how we came into contact. He had an issue with his wallet, and we just started talking. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a gaming developer, and let me know if you need help with Vortex." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And we had this great talk. And he's a seasoned veteran, located in Silicon Valley. So I had a meeting with him last week. He's just an amazing, amazing guy. And he's been so gracious and really to provide consulting support for the game. So we're going to review the white paper together. We're going to make changes based on some of the feedback that we get from him. We're going to break it up into phases and just do that sort of thing. Obviously, he's got a very busy career, and bandwidth is going to be an issue. But his heart is really to help, launch Vortex and really support the community, which is amazing. So the white paper will be launched after revisions, pending our consultants' review, and then we'll have a release on that. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience with Vortex. I know sometimes it can be frustrating when we have NFTs that we can't do anything with, when we have provided updates on previous spotlights for Vortex, and there's this pending. Okay, I get it. Well, when is it coming? So I totally understand that, and I thank you for your patience. But again, it's one guy, working on Vortex. So it's a lot for me to handle because I have so many other responsibilities, and obviously Nick has a lot of responsibilities as well. Please know that Vortex is going to be a very, very compelling game. And it's not something that we just want to sell NFTs and really not give its due attention. We really do want to build a compelling game. Games can take, 12 months to 24 months to develop and build out. The idea that we have is that we're going to break it up into phases. That way we can launch something and then take the community on a journey through the development process, but at least we can develop it. And I just need support on that, guys. I'm not a game developer. This is kind of a new thing for me. So I'm just needing additional support on that. So thank you for your patience on that. But as a former gamer, I used to work for Activision in my early 20s as a game tester. I tested Quake 2, the FPS, amazing, amazing franchise, billion-dollar business. And so I'm very well versed on playing the games, but developing games are completely different. So thank you for your patience on that. But we'll have some updates on that shortly. But just give us a little bit of time on that.
All right, let's continue. Thank you for that update. And let's go and
Yeah.
look at other community projects. And of course, the one that has been on fire the past couple of weeks and we've been hearing a lot about is Sabong Evolution. So a quick update on that. Let's first look at where they are mint-wise. Looks like, let me refresh and see. Looks like that's 2,335 mints done. That's amazing. All right. So these are some notes that Garfield sent us that we'd like to share. We'll probably have him back again, maybe not next week, but the week after that. But he's congratulations to all the winners this week. So that was from our airdrop that we did. I created the magic eggs. Excited about that, and it was fun. So the ecosystem is in development, and there is a buy one get one promo, which is now completed, and there were 300 egg NFTs sold during that promo. So that's great. The airdrops from the magic egg will be completed today, and 3% of those fees that are collected from the sales are going to the Vibe pool. So that's great. Every time there are sales, it's all going into the Vibe, and additional seed investors are onboarding. So that's great. And once again, I'd like to thank Garfield and really the entire Sabong Evolution crew for really helping Vitruveo community in so many different ways. So very, very grateful for that. All right. So with that done, let's go on to another our next topic, which is a new project. So Mike, I'm gonna let you take this on and share a little bit about what this new project is and where we are going with it.
Okay, great. So we've been in talks with a developer. I would say probably the last 2 months, and he presented a solution for us and or a new project, and we've been working with him and his team on the development of this project. This is not a Vitruveo vertical or a Vitruveo project. This is really a third-party project that wants to onboard, and the founder is. Also a community member who's been with us for the last 3 years at least, and very, very smart guy, very in tune with what's going on with the history, the past, and the future of Vitruvio. So we're very, very excited to announce Liftoff Monster. So what is Liftoff Monster? Let's go to the next slide. Liftoff Monster is a state-of-the-art hybrid token launchpad for efficient deployment and instant trading, setting new standards. So some of the bullet points are is it's a high-end UI UX and responsive platform, intuitive design, adaptable across all devices, enabling instant connectivity and growth. What is it designed for? It's designed for instant rapid token development. So if you have a token or an idea for a token, not just the community, but everyone that joins the Vitruvio system, if you want to launch a token, this is the platform you want to use. It within literally 60 seconds, you could be launching and trading a token. It is amazing, guys. Nick and I have had a chance to demo the product with the developer, and guys, it is high tech. Like this thing is awesome. I was really, really impressed. Sometimes when we, get ideas, we're kind of like, but this one is amazing. So we're very, very excited about that. It has expanded liquidity pools, strengthening marketing resilience with each deployment, adding new LPs to Vitruvio, which is very exciting. And audited smart contracts ensure security and trustworthiness. Let's go next. So, what are the benefits to our ecosystem for this? First off, it's reduced sell pressure and on the core blockchain token. So, it'll promote token holding, ensure market stability. There's enhanced investor appeal to the Vitruvio network. It's going to attract a wider audience to the blockchain, which is great. Increased airdrops for Vitru stakers, offers enhanced incentives for loyal participants, new airdrops initiated upon achieving bonding curves, which is very cool. Higher transaction volumes for the chain, which is amazing. More volume means more rebases, which is awesome. It boosts ecosystem profitability with every deployment. One thing I love about this project, you guys, is it's a utility. It's not just, let's say, a game that's going to be hit or miss. It's not just, some soft project. This is a true utility, and utilities really do crank out blockchain volume. So that's kind of one of the things that we want to achieve with the bounty program with the community is really onboard a lot of utilities to the ecosystem because that is what creates volume. That is what increases wallets. That is what increases buy pressure. So all of these things are really good. And the last point is highest vibe revenue share for Vitruvio. So it sets a record for both native and non-native project percent rev share on the blockchain. Every transaction, both buy and sell, unwraps and then sends to the Vibe contract. You guys have to remember, third-party apps are not required to contribute to the Vibe rev share pool. But we have a few ideas to help all projects that build on Vitruvio direct rev share. So I've been working on something to facilitate that. But this developer has been so gracious that they're going to be contributing to the buy pool as well, which is amazing. So we'll go next. Okay, so what is the schedule for Liftoff Monster? Well, the demo presentation will be next week. So we will be doing a live, either a flashlight or on the next spotlight, where we will demoing the project live and the launch date. It's currently in testnet, and beta launch is scheduled in December. So pending, testing and that sort of thing. So at this time, we are excited to introduce the developer. And we have Yamap. Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
Great. How are you? How are you, Mike?
I'm
How are you,
good.
Nick?
I'm good.
Namaste.
Namaste. Welcome,
Namaste,
Yaman.
Nick. Thank you. Thank you
Great
for
to see
having
you.
me. Good to see you too. Lovely to be here. Lovely to be here. And thank you for that beautiful presentation.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about the journey of Liftoff Monster and give us a little overview aside from what we've included and what's to come.
Sure, with great pleasure. Well, first of all, today is no ordinary Friday, right? It's a Spotlight Friday, a day so many of us eagerly anticipate for incredible updates from Nick and yourself. But today, I do have the honor and privilege of unveiling something extraordinary, something I've poured my heart and soul and countless hours over the past year. You've heard of some monster, pun intended, advantages that it will bring to Vitruveo, and that's its full intent and purpose. And by the way, for those that don't know me, I'm Max, or better known as Yamap. Today, I'm unveiling for you what I've kept the closest to my heart, saving it for the community I cherish most. This is for me more than a launch, it's a revolution. For the occasion, I've also worn something to honor Nick, a traditional Indian kurta, which I've obtained from Mumbai. For this amazing occasion, and voila. How do I see Liftoff done monster? I see it, and how I present it is any blockchain's dream. And the reason for that is because it's a built transactional powerhouse, and that delivers more airdrops, more rebases, and more profits sharing opportunities for the whole Vitruveo ecosystem. Like a machine that keeps on rewarding everyone, NFT holders, stakers, and token creators alike. Nick stepped in and saved the day for us all, and we are proud to call it the Vitruveo blockchain today. I thought I'd do my part and bring something only the best that I can imagine. And that's why I built what we call today, now you're about to call Liftoff.monster. Apologies. Um, and pun intended, igniting more the fire that Nick has already started, pouring more oil on that to create monster gains and even more breathtaking excitement for everyone here, because excitement is what we need more and more on top of everything else. So if I as a community member can contribute more, well, I'm so glad to do it. You've heard from Mike just recently. He mentioned the benefits and advantages of Liftoff.monster. Yes, there's incredible opportunities, but now it's time to take it a step further. In just a few short days, you're going to be able to witness it firsthand. You'll be able to, in this moment, an opportunity between here and then, take the moment to prepare your Vitruveo. Seize the power of the world's first rebasing blockchain, a state-of-the-art hybrid launchpad, which I've built for you guys. Something between the likes of what you've probably heard from mature blockchain like Pink Sale, or you've heard of Pump.fun. Well, this is a mixture of both, a hybrid of sorts, never conceived before, which benefits the whole entire ecosystem. You'll be able to launch tokens in a matter of seconds and trade them instantly with charts. It's going to be crazy. Now, I would like you all to take the time to start preparing your JPEGs, your GIFs, your PNGs, because next week they'll come to life in a matter of seconds. Literally seconds. And remember, every token purchased, if you miss that point, purchased or sold, will feed directly into our beautiful Vibe contract, i.e. rewarding all those who hold Vibe perpetually, forever, instantly. Every single transaction which happens through this platform will unwrap and directly send to the Vibe contract. And yes, I'm setting the bar very high for the community. Many talks have been of 1%, 2%, 3%, etc. I thought we'd do a more bigger launch with a more bigger contribution to the ecosystem, a more bigger contribution to every single one of you and one of us, right? The people's blockchain is what I like to call it as well, the Vitruveo. Well, this is pretty much what I have for you. A tool, a movement, a vertical growth strategy where Vitruveo, we can bring it to even more bigger heights alongside incredible work by Nick and his team. Unlocking the full potential of our community. All of you have spoken so much how you want to launch your token. Well, this is your shot. This is your shot to launch your own token. You have the time. Everything is built beautifully. There is something else in there. There's also something called, you've heard of KYC. Yes, we'll be able to, in fact, KYC those launches and you'll have a particular badge. But that is traditional, right? Well, no, because in fact, thanks to Nick and Mike and the partner they have of Synapse, your KYC is free. Yes, to have more growth and more everything, the KYC is free. So just to have more of that for everybody, okay? Thank you for your support, belief, and I am together, I believe will solidify Vitruveo's leadership as an L1 blockchain worldwide, sustainable perpetual growth for everybody, for every member of this ecosystem. This is more than a launch, it's our liftoff. Voila.
Amazing.
That's great.
Amazing.
That's great. Well, the community's going nuts, Yamat. Everybody loves you. You've always been a huge supporter of our journey. And it's so great when we can onboard projects from people that understand our journey because we don't have to explain anything to you. You just get it. And you're passionate. People that don't know Max's history. I mean, this is a very, very sharp guy. He comes off as this jovial, kind of French-speaking, fun guy, but guys, he is very, very intelligent, very sharp. He knows what he's doing. He knows the space. He knows our journey. I couldn't think of a better partner for Vitruveo. We are so grateful for this contribution, for doing this work, and I know that this project's going to be a huge success. So thank you for reaching out to us and getting involved.
Yeah, and I must second that, Yamap. You're a gentleman and such a great pleasure to collaborate with. I love your kurta also, but really, I feel your enthusiasm is infectious. You excite everyone around you, and I really appreciate you make it a point to always thank me and all that. And for me, I just sort of was a catalyst. Like, it's now a community thing. This is all a community, and it's folks like you who really, really keep that fire burning fast and high and bright. And just really appreciate all the hard work you've done. And we are excited to support you on this journey with Liftoff Monster. I think it's going to be an amazing project, and it's going to bring a lot of utility to the chain, and a lot of people are going to to be able to build some exciting projects off your project. So thank you very much.
My utmost pleasure. Whatever I can do to help the beautiful Vitruveo ecosystem, Nick Kalyani and Mike Purdy and everyone involved, always.
All right, well, we look forward
Excellent.
to seeing you again soon here with a live demo and a launch, and get some and we should talk about some good promotions we can do together for the community there, and get the ball rolling on Liftoff Monster. So really excited about that. Maybe I should mint my first token there, a personal kind of token or something like that. Yeah,
I would love
that would be fun.
Really fun. We would love
All
it.
right, man. Well, thank you. Appreciate your
Thank
being
you.
here, and we'll see you again soon.
Take care. Have a lovely evening.
See ya.
Bye, Yamat.
Bye. Wow, that's amazing. Love it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm
Very,
super
very
pumped.
cool.
Transaction volume, get ready. Rebases, get ready. Because having our own native, let's say, pink sale launchpad on Vitruveo is going to be huge. And what's great is Nick and I just don't want to, obviously, we've focused on the protocol of really building out our own native apps in order to generate, volume to kind of kickstart the blockchain. But whenever third-party apps start coming in, it's incredible because they have their own marketing engine, they have their own marketing resources. They go out, bring people into the ecosystem, and that's really what generates critical mass within the ecosystem. So This is the whole plan for Vitruveo. Is we have our native apps, we have our third-party apps, and now we're shifting. We've spent so much time building out our ecosystem and our native verticals. Now it's time to expand, and now it's time to onboard third-party developers and like EMAP and others like Garfield, and really start building transaction volume within the chain. So it's a very exciting time.
Yep. All right. Let's continue now. It's exhibit time. Woohoo! All right. So lots of fun things happening in the world of exhibit. I know I have not been on X quite a bit. That's because I've been working. If you hear radio silence from me on exhibit, assume that it's just because I'm heads down working on something, and don't have too much time for it. But let's get going. So the first thing I want to talk about is trust. Just to rewind a little bit, when we first introduced Vitruveo, one of the key things we said was that Vitruveo was about building trust, trust that has eroded in Web3 art, and trust is actually not there very much there. It's hard to know who you're dealing with. It's hard to for both patrons and for artists, etc. And with Vitru, we wanted to bring trust back. And today, what I'd like to do is to circle back to our system that we introduced as creator level. And that was our working title. And what I'd like to do is today introduce our actual brand name for it, and also talk about how we're going to extend it, and also show you how it works. So here we go. True level. That's what our system is going to be called. It goes with Vitru, it goes with trust, but our creator level system's new name is True Level, and this will be the first Web3 on-chain KYC and achievement tracking system for creators. There is nothing like this, folks. It is we are the first, and we feel we will be the broadest and deepest and most comprehensive trust level system for creators on the planet. Now, we've talked about trust level, but we'd also like to introduce today True ID. This will be the first Web3 on-chain standards-based verifiable credential system for creators. What that means is with your Vitruveo ID, True ID, you will have a verifiable on-chain achievement and KYC that you can take anywhere, to any job, to any other website, etc. And so this is a universal standard we are building for creators. All your achievements, your awards, your exhibitions, any press you've got, any blogs, and all of that is going to be verifiable on-chain and available for you, portable, verifiable by any potential patron, any museum, any employer, all of that. So True ID and True Level work together. We're starting off with True Level, and then we're going to introduce a True ID, and we'll introduce a verification page where anyone can come and take the ID that you present and make it verified. Vitruveo, the blockchain, will be the official issuer of that, and it's verifiable on-chain, so it can be trusted. We want to build trust everywhere, and we start with True Level. All right, so it's time for a demo. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to work sort of from the bottom up. So what I want to show you is actually, I think it'll be easier for you to understand if I go from the front. So I take that back. Let's go and look at Studio. So this is Studio in QA right now. It is available to the public. In QA means it might be broken. So, but I'll show you what the new features are. So what we've added here are two new features that I'm going to demo today, True Level and Stores. So let's go right away to True Level and look at that. So this is still work in progress, but I wanted to demonstrate it to you. Here we go. Let's fix that layout. There we go. So this is not currently wired up to a smart contract, but I'm going to show you the smart contract shortly. But we essentially have 5 levels. We start with level 0, and then we go on. And this shows you what the system will look like, what these cards are. Each level kind of flips over, and it tells you what that level represents. So level 1 is starters. These artists are at the very beginning of their artistic journey. Level 2 is what we call novas. These are emerging artists. They are on the rise, showing promising talent and potential. Level 3 is virtuosos. These artists are highly skilled and have achieved considerable success in their careers. And level 4 is maestros. These artists represent the pinnacle of their craft. So we have a 10,000 point system. That's what it maxes out at. And we'll be putting in here the tracking for you so you can see where you are. We've already got lots of that here. We've got sort of a progress indicator for points, etc. But we're going to make it a point to help educate you on how you can increase your points, etc. This data is currently mocked up, but I'm going to demonstrate to you how that comes from a smart contract. KYC is going to be as easy as clicking on one button, which is going to pop up the synapse. Now, what we're going to do is, before you click on the KYC and see the synapse, we're going to put up an agreement dialog there. So everyone who is part of this understands that once you click on that KYC button and you go to synapse, we have no control or say or ability to influence anything in there. It's a third party. It takes care of your entire KYC, and we receive no data other than you've completed a certain aspect. So for example, you've completed the face scan or you've completed the ID document. We simply get a yes, no from them. You did that or you didn't do that. So this is how that process will work. And so when this goes live, what we're going to do is going to do a slow rollout. But we want to make sure that artists understand that as they work with this, there's going to be a lot of questions, but the questions would be directed to the KYC provider. We wouldn't be able to provide support on that. So Synapse has their own terms, and this will work on mobile and desktop, but we encourage people to do mobile because it works best on mobile, and you'll be able to just do the entire KYC here. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing here. You can try it yourself right now, but it is currently in what we call sandbox mode. So it's not real. We will not enable production mode until we are confident that the software is working properly. But it's fun to play around with and see what's coming up. The layout, etc., might not be perfect right now because this is still, I remind you, Q&A. So it's not yet ready for production, but it is getting built and it is ready. And just today, we deployed the smart contract for it. And I'd like to show you how that works. So this is the true level smart contract that is currently on Vitruveo testnet. You can see here it's on a testnet. And what I want to do is kind of walk through the journey of adding a user and then scoring them out through the various levels, etc., to help you understand how that works. All right. So in the contract, we can add a user. Now, only the Vitruveo authorized service can add a user. Anyone can't just go and add it, because we are going to basically validate that you are a user and you have these claims and you have this KYC, etc. So as the issuer, we are the ones who would do it. So let's make a pretend artist here. So I'm just gonna we'll just call it artist, and need to give it an address. So let me pick an address. Let's go with that one. And right. And now this is live on testnet. So I'm adding a user called artist onto the smart contract there. So that's been added. And then what we can do is we can go and get the level for that artist. So let's use, actually, here we go. So let me first show you the levels. So we have 4 levels, and for each level, you can see that in the contract, there is a key. It's called email, avatar, social, profile, vault, etc. And for each level, there is a score, and there's also a type. So these are what we call user types, but there are also things like liveness, ID and AML. There is fax, etc. And these are of types KYC or fax. So these are probably details that most people don't care about. But let's go and look at what a user looks like first. So I created a user called artist. So Let's look at their score. Well, they have a current level of 0. They have total points of 0, and they've got nothing. It's basically a brand new account I created, right, on chain. So what happens is, as we validate that the artist has provided the avatar, we will validate that they in fact have connected their Twitter, have a valid profile. I'll talk about the profile page in just a second, but we are not going to accept any random page. We expect a serious professional profile page for a user to get the points that they will earn for that. So let's go ahead and do something called set user attribute here. So let's say that the first thing we want to provide here is the artist, and we want to say that they have completed their avatar. So we do that, and we do an on-chain transaction for that. And then we go back here, and let's look at the score. Has it been updated? Yep, it has been updated. The score went up by 100, and now the whole system knows, the contract knows that you've got your avatar done. So let's do a couple more like that. So all of the ones on level 1, we'll do that. We'll confirm that they've done social. So what I'm doing here is these: avatar, social, profile, and vault. If you do all of these, you get 500 points and you complete level 1. So that's what we are doing right now. So let's finish social. We got that. Then we do profile. Let's do that. Now, again, these are going to come via the studio validation. So you can't just arbitrarily go and do those things. They have to be actually completed. So here we go. So we've got avatar, social, profile done. That's 300 points. And now let's add vault. So we've decided that we will start actually creating the user's true level when their vault is created. So you go through the consignment process, you get moderated, you get approved, and when your vault is created, that's when you get added to the true level contract. So until then, you're effectively going to be at level 0. Everyone gets level 0 because you can't even get into studio unless you validate your email. So, but you get no points for that. You get no credit for having an email address. All right, so I've done all of those things, and here we go. My current level is number 1 because I've completed 500 points and I've completed all those things. So you can continue then doing more things and earn more points. And the contract already has support for facts. So this is the claim evidence fact system that we are developing, which is a universal system where anyone can use the power of decentralized, essentially crowdsourced validation of any claim that they make. And this goes into the system. So we feel that the system has a lot of flexibility and potential. And we will be able to not just do this for artists, but do it for creators in all domains. So we'll be able to do it for creators in the movie domain. We'll be able to do it for creators in the music domain, and so on and so forth. So True Level is close to readiness here. It's already in QA. We're going to work on wiring up this contract, deploy to mainnet, and like I said, do some testing with the KYC, and then we are ready to go. So really, really excited for True Level. Let's see. Are there any questions about True Level before?
Yeah, I want to touch on something. There were a couple of comments of saying, "Wow, this looks really complicated." And just to clarify, Nick, obviously the protocol is not live yet, so he's in testnet. So he's acting as a developer, and he's kind of showing how the architecture works. The artists are not going to have to go through the contract and do all of this
That
stuff.
would be insane.
It's all going to be, yeah. That's
all
not
you do is literally do nothing. You go and enter your profile, you enter your social, and the scoring automatically happens. I'm showing you how. What I'm showing you is that it's in fact on chain. That's the key thing I'm trying to demonstrate to you. It's not just some database that anyone can go and manipulate anytime. It is a public on chain score.
Yeah, so it's all automated through the KYC process. An artist said, hey, do we have to do this? The answer is no. You can stay at level 0. There's no reason. You don't have to go through all of these KY steps. So Nick, maybe we can touch on the point system and why would an artist go through to become let's say a virtuoso or a maestro? What would be the advantage or benefit to them?
we are increasingly going to set up our platform to segment users. So we want to make sure that when patrons come on here to spend money, that they know they can trust where they are who they are spending their money with. And we also want to clearly segment an artist who has started yesterday, who might be an amazing artist, but compared to an artist who's been 20 years in the career, etc., and has a lot of industry recognition, etc., we want to make sure that that segmentation is very clear. So as we introduce more benefits, we will tier those benefits also. So for example, we might launch a program that is only available to level 2 and above. So we want to make sure that the real world segmentation that exists in terms of experience, etc., is reflected here, and it's not just all things in one big bucket, because a lot of artists don't like that they have worked their whole lives for something and that they are in the same sort of bucket as anyone. We don't want to create anything elitist, for sure, but what we want to do is focus on trust and experience, and that's what the level system is about.
Yeah, and I think once we start onboarding galleries and that sort of thing, the galleries are going to want to see, show me the best of the best, show me the best artists that you have, and we're going to have a way of segmenting, as Nick said. Hey, these artists are our maestros. Obviously there'll be the art will be priced accordingly, and they will have maximum exposure to the galleries and the wealthiest patrons, that sort of thing. That's what it's really designed for, but trust is going to be a huge component. And I'm shocked that you guys just noticed I shaved my beard.
Finally, people notice.
Yeah, that was a Thanksgiving gag. Don't worry, it'll come back. I look like a little child right now, but yeah, I'll bring it back.
Yeah, I see some other questions where we can tackle them. We can tackle them later. All right, so that's a true level for you. It's in the works and will be out soon. And again, it's completely optional, but I encourage every artist to go through it, because that is the way that patrons are going to be able to trust you. They'll look at your level and say, if you're a level 0, it means that there's nothing known about you other than an email, and it would be good. It would be wise to probably level up. Okay. Next thing I want to show you is our in progress of the stores feature, which we've been hard at work on, and I'm really excited to demo this to you today. So just to refresh everyone's memory, stores is the ability for anyone to be able to create a marketplace on Vitruveo in about 15 minutes flat. So let me demonstrate how that works. All right, so the UI is very similar to the UI that we have for consigning artwork. It's very simple, very easy, and like I said, 15 minutes to building your own marketplace. Let's get started with and show you the features that we've developed so far. So when you go here, what you can do is you can start naming your store. For my demo, I'm going to call my store Horizon, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say Horizon Gallery. And you can see here that as I'm doing it, the preview of the website that we are building is updated in real time. So Horizon Gallery is a boutique establishment. Where do you want this to be, Mike? Which city?
I don't know. You choose.
All right, I'll say San Francisco. San Francisco with some elite artists. I don't know. I'm just writing something up here. All right. So then as a gallery, you can choose a markup. You can choose any markup you want. So we'll choose 20% markup here. And then you have to upload some images. So let's upload some images here. And we're going to upload a logo. All right, that's good. We're going to upload a horizontal logo. That looks good. And then we're going to upload a banner image. And that looks good. And here we go. Look, our preview is being built in real time as we do that. And this is basically what you're going to end up having. You're going to be able to do horizon.exhibit.app, and it's going to be your own website. It's going to have your own artworks filtered, and then as you're a gallery, you'll have your own set of artists. So let's continue. So now what we're going to do is take you to the next step, which I have to go back here and do. But this says it's completed. And look, I have my presence. Now, the next thing you choose is the top level filter. What I mean by that is if you are creating a marketplace just for yourself, right? You're not a gallery, but this is a gallery I'm demoing here. But if you're just doing that, what you want to be able to do is filter the artworks to your liking. And so this is what this particular feature does. So what we have here is the same kind of filter that you have on search, but in a different way. So what you can say is, for example, if you don't want any nudity on your site, you can do that. If you only want to have digital art on there, you can do that. And as you can see, as I'm making choices here, they appear on the right side. And you can say that, well, you're focused on maybe Latin American art. So you've got that. And you probably don't want to restrict on colors and things like that. But maybe you want to filter by tag. So you can do that, or you can filter by a certain type of collection. You can do that also. You can select a medium. So you can say maybe only acrylic artworks. So, and as you change these, you can go and reselect them. So this acts as the top level filter in your store. In other words, no matter what people search or look for in your store, this filter will always dominate. So this store I'm building will only have digital art, no nudity, Latin American, acrylics. That's it. That's what the store is going to be. So you can make it anything you want. That's your choice. You can also choose what artists you want. If, for example, you're creating a collective of photographers, you can choose the artists you want, and only those artists will appear in the marketplace. So that's basically how it works. Now, for galleries, the artist relationship goes to another level where they actually send an invitation to the artist, and the artist has to accept, because we are talking about a financial and a legal relationship. But for a general purpose store, it's as easy as going and making these choices. And the next step we'll do is allow you to do some branding, some appearance, choose some colors, some themes, etc. And then you review and publish, and you're done. And then you can then promote your marketplace anywhere. We have the stores section here that's going to light up, and your store will then be reviewed. We'll just moderate every store that's created just to make sure that there's nothing inappropriate. And then it'll start appearing there. And you can then take your URL and promote it wherever you want. And anytime there's a sale through that marketplace, you make money. So that is the most exciting thing about the stores feature, is we are going to expand it so everybody can create their own store. And it's basically Shopify for art. That's what you're presenting it as. And it's really, really exciting. So I hope you like this demo of how stores is shaping up. I hope you like the demo of how TrueLevel is. These are both revolutionary new features that don't exist anywhere else. And we're going to take the art world by storm as these evolve and people hear about it and get on board. Remember, our mission is to get that remaining 84% who's not yet on Web3 on, and we're going to do that very fast. Now, the one thing I haven't shown you yet, but we will show once it's live, is how we will enable Web3 access, Web3 usage with just an email address. We don't need anyone to know about crypto. We don't need them to know about secret phrases, mnemonics, and all the jargon that really makes Web3 and crypto very, very confusing and hard. None of that. Email address is all you need. And with that, you're good to use Vitruveo. And we'll be showing those features in the near future. Those features in the near future. All right. So that was a demo of some of the upcoming features in Xzibit. Now let's move on, and let me just get my.
Let me comment something, Nick.
Yeah.
I hope you guys can see kind of the vision that we're doing. It's not simply just a marketplace. where artists will come in and sell, digital images of their artwork. What we're really trying to do is create an ecosystem and a lot of utility for the artists, so that way they come in, and we're really forming a bridge between the patrons and the artists. And all of this kind of goes into the ethos of Vitruveo, that we want to create a compelling platform where artists can come in and market their artwork. And obviously, our system, the easier we can onboard artists, the more utility that we provide for artists, the more marketing native, through referrals and through this type of thing is going to cause a stir. Once we start doing press releases, once we get all of this stuff organized, it's going to be a very compelling product for artists to come on board. And with the patrons and galleries and these type of art buyers, they're going to be able to come into an ecosystem and have all of the artwork very organized and very laid out, and actually be able to target, hey, we're doing let's say a new hotel build out in Singapore. We need kind of orange type artwork. They're going to be able to search, through a variety of different stores, select a certain color, and then all of the artwork. They may want to go with something abstract. They might want to go with something that's photography based. All of these tools will be available for patrons and art buyers to come into our ecosystem to do this licensing. And then, of course, then we can kind of go into some of the features that I think Nick's about to get into.
Yes. All right. So it's not done yet, folks. We got more to share. All right. Let's talk a little bit about licensing, my favorite part. So as you know, Xibit has a very flexible licensing model. And really, we designed it so we can create an infinite number of licenses. What we want to really get away from is the current model that exists in Web3, which is license an NFT and what I call the one and done model. Right? You create an artwork, you put it on there, you hope to sell it, and if it sells, then it's on to the next one. But you're not monetizing your hard work. You put a lot of effort into creating artwork, and you don't monetize it. And our model is quite different. Once you produce an artwork, we want you to monetize it again and again for the rest of your life, and even beyond that. So that's what the licensing model is supposed to be. So let's look at that. So today we have, for your single artwork, you can license it as a digital collectible. Now, the additional licenses that we are working on, that we will release as we are done, is the first one is going to be print on demand. So we already had meetings with a partner named Gelato, and we're going to integrate with them and be able to offer your artworks for printing initially. What we'll do initially is choose a square form or rectangular form factor things before we go into things like fashion and more complicated things. But we want to make it very easy that when you go to, and actually, let me just demonstrate this. When you go to any of the pages, let's pick an artwork here. Let's pick this one and go to it. When you go here right now, you see only one license. This is designed this way with all this space here for a reason. We're going to put what's called an accordion UI here, where there's collapsible systems, and you will see different types of licenses. You'll see digital artwork license, print license, and other licenses that I'm going to talk about. So when you come to this, you can license this artwork for many different reasons. So print on demand is coming right up, and it will allow anyone to essentially select print. Now, we don't want to be in the business of handling the print. We're going to hand off the artwork and the relationship to Gelato, where the patron can then take care of all their shipping and all of that kind of stuff. We just take care of the licensing and make sure that there's an on-chain token that represents the license that they have acquired to print your artwork on demand for one copy or two copies or whatever it is that they pay for. And that pricing model will be different from the digital collectible, because the digital collectible, you're actually turning over the asset to them. And it may not be that you don't turn over copyright. You're just giving them a license for the digital collectible. Similarly, you'll have a license for print on demand. The next license we want to do is for streaming. So that is in the works. My stream has been going on for months now, and it's been working really, really well. We'll do that. We also, I forgot to mention print on demand. One of the things that in this community, when we did our earlier NFT sale, was for something called boosters. And one of the benefits that we were supposed to work on is custom sneakers through our partner in Lisbon. So that is not going to go away, folks. That sneaker thing is not just a giveaway just for fun. It is actually very strategic importance. That is going to be our first foray into retail consumer product licensing. So we will deliver on that. It's just been delayed a bit, but we will deliver on that. We will add a sneaker license to your artwork if you choose to. So here's the thing. We'll make all the licenses available in Studio. It's up to you as an artist to go and check the box on, you've seen the UI in consignment. You check the box on the license you want. You don't want to offer your artwork for print? Don't check the box. You want to offer it for print? Check the box. Similarly, if you don't want to offer your work for streaming, you don't check the box. It's entirely up to you which license you want to offer. And we don't dictate that in any way. It's flexible and it's your choice. And you can in fact go back at any time and enable a license for an existing artwork. When we introduce a new license type, you can say, wow, I like this. I want to go and do this. And we'll make some UI available so you can bulk select some artworks and then say, okay, here's all my 20 artworks. I want to make them available for print on demand. You can do it in one click. We'll do that. But it is always going to be your choice. Now, today, what I want to do is introduce you to a new license that we are working on that is time sensitive. It is really, really, really time sensitive. And so we decided to kind of move it to the front of the line and get it done so that it'll be available to you by, let's say, the 20th of December. It's a really highly time sensitive one, and you'll see why in a second. The license is called Art Cards. And I'm very pleased to introduce you to a new type of service that we're building called Art Cards. So Art Cards is an e-cards artist promotion platform. So the way it works is that you can go and enable the Art Cards license for any 3 of your artworks. The catch, those you have to be willing to offer those artworks for free. So I would select 3 really good artworks, because what you're about to do is use those artworks for self-promotion through the eCards Art Cards platform. So anyone can come to the Art Cards website that we're going to build, select a beautiful artwork, and send an e-card by email to friends and family. It's going to be 100% free initially, but in the future, we will start having some free, a freemium model, basically, where you can have some free, but after that, you have to pay. And we want to introduce 99-cent model like iTunes originally was. So all the e-cards are always going to be 99 cents. The most powerful thing about this is a network effect. Each person who receives a card is also invited to send a card. And so you can see how that can branch out very, very fast and create really a huge viral effect for your artworks out there. So what we're going to do is we want to launch this initially for the 2024 holiday season. This is why I was saying it's very, very time sensitive. We want to make it available for Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year. Those are the 3 things we want to target. What we will do is we will enable this Art Cards license in Studio. You can go and choose up to 3 artworks for which you can enable the Art Cards license. And then we will have an in-house curator who will select it. Because we are launching the service, we want to make sure the very best artworks are visible on here. And later on, we'll have a more streamlined process for curation. But when a person sends an art card, the recipient will get a beautiful card, a gorgeous, beautiful card with the artwork. And here's the cool part. It will have the artist's avatar, their name, and a link that will take them straight to search and show all those artists' artworks. And very soon, we will also introduce right there in that email a direct link to be able to print that artwork on demand if you want it in a canvas, if you want it on a shopping bag, a tote, things like that. But remember, Vitruveo's promise is to market your as an artist and your artworks. And so we have this model of infinite licenses. So art cards is our foray into a project that does that. What we're going to do is very soon invite other developers and other parties to also build upon this and create a really flexible and a huge marketing machine. So artists don't have to do any marketing on Vitruveo. We're going to do it for you. And art cards is one way to do it. So it's very simple. When someone goes to art cards, they'll see the view on the left. It'll show them some occasions, and they pick an occasion: Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year, whatever, and it's going to show them artworks relevant to that, and they can pick an artwork. And then the next thing is it allows them to customize. Maybe they can write a personal note. They can change some fonts. They can change the background, the frame, things like that, and then they can send it out. In my demo here, in my frame, it just shows one email, but they can send it out to as many people as they want. They can put in 50 email addresses if they want. Hit send, off it goes. All those people get your artwork, get your avatar, get your search link. Some portion of them are going to click through. You're going to get more traffic to your Vitruveo search page. You're going to get more eyeballs on your artwork. And if nothing else, you're going to develop some artwork name recognition. That's the goal here. So all you artists, once we announce this, you have the option to enable the license if you want. If you don't want to, don't. But I would encourage everyone to start thinking about three artworks that they want to make available. Think of it as an investment in your future. Think of it as an investment in your promotion. This is the artwork that people are going to see in this art card. Now, art cards are really important because if you think about artworks being about the human connection, right? A card is something inherently emotional. It's a person, a human being, reaching out to another human being and wishing them, greeting them about something nice. Imagine the joy that your artwork can bring to someone in that context, right? So it's a very emotionally appealing marketing solution that we'd like to bring to you and for you. So we hope that this holiday season, we'll see lots of art cards and we'll see lots of people sending each other art cards. Of course, we'll start with you. You should send your own artworks out to everybody, but we'll make sure that we promote it very heavily. We'll buy some ads and things like that and make it possible for people to just get free art cards. Art is free art and beautiful art e-cards. It's going to be a great holiday season. So I hope all of you love this as much as I love. And it's a very simple idea, but it can really, really help promote your artwork and you quite a bit.
Yeah, this is great, Nick. I want to highlight a comment Vivita had stated. So she expressed, some concern about, I'm always worried about how Vitruveo is going to position themselves in order to link the art buyer to the artwork itself. And she writes, thank you, but I've come from a lot of great projects that eventually collapsed on the commercial side or faced huge numbers of the giants. I have a lot of trust in this project. So what she's basically saying is that she's been a part of other art platforms that seemed great and then just fizzled out. And I want to the reason why I wanted to highlight this comment is to communicate what really separates us from other traditional marketplaces, let's say. The biggest distinction between Vitruveo, xibit, and some of these other marketplaces is true art utility. So rather than just marketing a digital image, we're doing things like print on demand, where there's actually a utility and a purpose of the art. Art is supposed to be enjoyed. It's supposed to be shared. It's supposed to be, and there's so many different utility for art, such as frames, such as print on demand, sneakers, bags, gift cards, all of these different things. And that's really what we're trying to do with xibit is really focusing on utility. Not only that, but linking up gallery affiliates with the artists, and we're really trying to make a name for ourselves that way. So I did want to just highlight that comment because that really does go into the ethos of what we're trying to do is provide true utility with the art and the artists. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much. When I talk about artists not doing marketing and we're going to do the marketing for them, believe me, we take that very seriously. And there's going to be lots and lots of initiatives you're going to see that we can, as we scale up. This licensing model is the key to it. We have an on-chain licensing model that is deliberately extremely flexible, and most people even don't even know about it. Most people who are coming on board here view Vitruveo from the lens of an existing marketplace, like a foundation, etc. And if you do that, you're looking at it the completely wrong way. There's two reasons why it's wrong. One is we're not interested in having a one and done sale mechanism for you. We are here to ensure that you have a sustainable income for life. And the second thing that's really more important is we respect your copyright, and we want to make it possible for your artworks to be continually marketed in different ways, and that's what really sets us apart. But I think overarching, whatever projects we're talking about here, because we are an L1 blockchain and because we have introduced something like Vibe, we want to make it where everyone makes money whenever anyone makes money. That's the simplest way to describe it. So any person sells an artwork or sells a print, you make some money, and that really incentivizes everyone to do the best thing for the ecosystem, because everyone wins. And that's the key thing that we want to do. And I'm happy to take questions about art cards in a little bit. But yeah, it's an idea that really helps us connect our Web3 world with the Web2 world, because with these art cards, it doesn't matter. No one needs to know that these are all came through via crypto Web3 ecosystem. It's just an email with a beautiful card. All right.
Yeah. For those of you that are familiar with the, I don't know if you guys remember, this is years ago, but when Blue Mountain e-cards came out, it was like a huge thing where people could send digital, greeting cards and that sort of thing. Art cards is going to be a little bit different in that it can be used as a greeting card. It can be used as a marketing piece for the artists. So I think it's a super cool enhancement, Nick, and I'm really excited to see how it develops out.
Yeah. So, and just so you guys know, we have an extremely rapid pace of development. You see every few days, I'm showing you progress. And with art cards, we are fast tracking it, and you will see the MVP of it by December 20th. That's our goal, so we can launch and get going. So you'll hear more about it and get specific instructions also. All right, let's move on. I want to start by reminding everyone that we still have opportunities for you to participate in our ecosystem by acquiring the Vitruveo Ecosystem Ownership Bundle. It's vitru.xyz/veobuy. Thanks to Sabong, Evolution, and Garfield's promotion, those are going fast. And you can probably see from the on-chain traffic that there's a lot of coins, etc., being minted. That is coming directly from some of those investors. So that's great, but we have more left here, and this is a good time to pick it up. All right, next we talk about the project that we introduced last week called Verse. So lots of progress being made here also, and this is our project for the entertainment world, movies and music. So this is Vitruveo Entertainment Revenue Sharing Engine. That's Verse. Let's look at what our update is there. So we are in the process of developing a landing page. You should see that probably within the next week to 10 days. We are also currently working with some producers on the first 2 to 3 movie selection. So these are movies that are already pre-funded. So they range anywhere from $1 million to $2.5 million. and what they are currently in sort of getting the movie geared up for production. So what we will do is work with these movies initially, and they'll be on the landing page, so you'll know exactly which movies they are, to onboard and develop our rev share model for Verse. So the entire Verse model is where we, as in the Vitruveo, fund the movie. But since these movies are already funded, we're going to use it to build out the rest of the model. So we are also, since the last time we spoke about this, we are also in the process of researching what's called a collection account manager. So the way the movie business works is there is associated with every movie a collection account manager, which handles the incoming receipt of profits and funds like that, and then distributes them out pro rata to all the stakeholders. So we want to change that a bit. We want to replace that with smart contracts and one entity. Instead of having one entity per project, we'll have one entity for the whole ecosystem, and it will handle all receipt and distribution of profits and conversion from fiat currency, which is how the payments come in, into cryptocurrency when needed, so that the on-chain distribution of resources can be made adequately. So that is also in progress. But as I said last time when I presented this, because of the partners that we have, we will be fast tracking essentially Verse and the movie and music vertical. We'll start with movies, but we'll add music later. So a couple of things you should be aware of is we want to start off giving the community the opportunity to participate in it. So there's going to be 25,000 Verse shares available, and this is all Vitru only. So the Vitru you're holding, you can swap it to get a share of Verse here. So there's going to be 25,000 Verse shares, and they're going to be priced at 400 Vitru each. So that will be available from the landing page for you to go get. Later on, when we are a little more advanced and have more of the software built out, etc., we will then go to institutional investors and work on the $10 million of USDC that we will use in order to actually fund the development of movie projects. So that is coming up, and I believe that's our all the news for today, unless there's any more. Oh, wait. There is more. I always forget. There is something more. Okay, guys. So let's talk about this topic here. We are getting close to the point where we're going to be, on a public exchange and things like that. And all this time, we've talked about things like token allocations for different aspects of the ecosystem, whether it's OGs, validators, boosters, things like that. And now I'd like to take a moment to kind of talk about something personal here, and which is I have an allocation of 1.9 million Vitru, which I haven't really taken yet. So what I want to do is share with you publicly what I want to do with that and move forward on that. So here's my plan. What I want to do for that is I want to allocate 375,000 for VUSD art buys. We talked about that earlier. The green, 365,000. I'm going to create a bot that is going to drip 1,000 per day into Vibe directly. All right. So this is my gift, my personal gift to the community, where it will automatically drop 1,000 Vitru from my allocation directly into the public community Vibe rev share, and the rest of it, I'm gonna stake it all. So I'll stake a small amount for 1 year, stake 10,000 for 2 years, 40,000 for 3 years, 108,000 and change for 4 years, and 1 million Vitru for 5 years. That's basically the plan. I have some loose Vitru in my account from testing, etc. Probably no more than a few hundred. I'll use that. The rebases will come along. I'll have things from that. But my goal is to just show the community in very tangible way that I 100% believe in the success of this project. And I, just like everyone else, I'm going to demonstrate it by staking. and also by gifting to the community. I believe in the power of community, and that is why there's going to be a drip of 1,000 Vitru per day, regardless of the price, that goes into the Vibe rev share for 1 year. So that's the plan. I hope you like it, and I will execute on this later this week.
Yeah, I think people are just super grateful, Nick. That's very generous to allocate the 365,000 to Vibe, which is incredible. It also shows your commitment to the project, the long-term commitment to the project. People are saying that you're probably going to be a billionaire, but you know, I mean that's always a good thing. But team tokens are always kind of a sensitive subject. The communities are always worried that the team is going to dump on the community. And a lot of team tokens are 12 months, 24 months. Nick's showing his commitment to the project by staking the vast majority for 5 years, where they will be locked in the contract, shows his commitment. So thank you, Nick, on behalf of the community for not only your vision, but you backing everything up, by locking things down. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I, Vitruveo is, like I said, a labor of love for me. It's my lifetime calling. I'm gonna work as hard as possible, as I already am doing, to make it a huge success. It's great to see a community grow around it that resonates with the vision. We can change the world. We can make the world a better place, and I'm excited to do my part. But we are a team. We do things together. We move forward together, and I'm very happy to be doing the art buys with my buying blitzes, etc. Because let's face it, we know right now that there is a slump in sales on the other marketplaces, etc. But we are on the rise here, so we can get more artists on board. We can help them. We can have them get them an income, and really help them with a long-term future. So this is what drives me every day, and I'm very, very happy to be able to do this. So, all right, that was I think it. So now we can actually go ahead and take some questions. And before Biz pings me and reminds me, I will enable the link.
Without fail.
There we go. The link is now enabled, and you can get to the deck here. So let's take some questions here.
All right, let's do it. Lookup states, will the dashboard and calculator be wallet specific, where it plugs into the numbers according to the wallet connected?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Something similar. Will the new calculator be multi-wallet? Yes and
If
no.
that means being able
Meaning-
to switch wallets, yes. But if it means multiple wallets within the analysis,
Concurrently,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Graffiti asks, at team regarding scope, what about the people who still
Get it fixed,
can't see their
basically.
vibes
Yes.
on scope? Yeah.
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 All right.
We'll get it
So
fixed.
I asked, and the community provided some addresses to the mods. They have given those addresses to me. I have identified the problem. So at least that's the first step. It is not an easy problem to fix, but I've identified the problem. And so I'll spend some time this weekend working to fix it. And I can't promise when it will be resolved, because the problem is that in your collection of tokens, there is a token with an ID 0. I don't know how it shows up, but that's the symptom. And so I need to find out what is the cause, I guess. So I can filter that for right now. And so you can still do something, but you will be one token short, which is not good. So I'd rather have the full solution in place. So short answer is we're making progress on it. We've made a lot of progress. And this weekend I'll work on it some more and hopefully be able to resolve it.
Yep. Any update on Honcho? So I can address that. Both Honcho and Swoop NFT holders, we are working on a game plan for both of those. Obviously, we can't do everything all at once. We're dealing with most of the critical updates at this point because we're in preparation for the central exchange list. That is really our priority. But there is going to be a game plan for Honcho. We just don't have the roadmap yet carved out for that. But let us get ahead of some of these other, time-sensitive projects we're working on, and we will address it, as well as the Swoop NFTs. So we're going to tackle both of those. Yeah. Noah, question: is there going to be another way to buy art and exhibit besides buying BUSD? Will there ever be able to buy with Vitru or even a credit card? Good question.
Yeah. So if you see here, there is now a buy VUSD page. So currently you can buy with USDC, you can buy with Vitru, and we will add a credit card option here very shortly. We are already researching. We had a contact with a couple of them in Dubai. So that's coming up here. So you will only be able to buy art with VUSD credits. That's the model here. That's why we built this link here. Add the VUSD to your account, and then with credit card, with Vitru, and then go to town. So yeah, we are missing the credit card. Vitru is already in place.
Yeah, and we're in talks with credit card companies right now to figure out that, whether it's through MoonPay or another third-party credit card service provider. We'll have an update on that with the ecosystem. So we're having meetings with those type of vendors or collaborators. So on a side note, I do want to talk about the UI UX within our ecosystem. Some people have asked if there's going to be any updates on the UX and with scope, and the answer is yes. Nick's helped me understand, because I'm a marketing guy, so a lot of the times I'm looking at hey, why isn't that font too big, or hey, isn't this can't we make this prettier? And the answer is absolutely. But through true development architecture, you start with the architecture first, and then you make enhancements to make it pretty. Obviously, we're developing in warp speed, so we've put aside the blinginess of the platform. We will be making enhancements to the ecosystem in terms of the UI UX as we progress.
Yeah, I have another way to express that also. Form must follow function, because otherwise it's very shallow. So what happens is you get someone to use your app because it looks pretty, but what happens immediately is disappointment, because they go like, this is just all pretty. It doesn't actually work. It doesn't do anything, right? So it's very important that your app actually do something meaningful and also look decent. It doesn't have to look amazing. So that's what we are shooting for initially with our MVP, minimum viable product. What we are shooting for is a relatively decent look, not horrible or ugly or anything like that. But then as we have capital and resources, we'll do a UX makeover. I truly understand the value of having amazing UX, but I also realize that functionality is very important to users. Just looking pretty, but you click a pretty button, but it actually doesn't achieve what you're trying to do, is going to end up frustrating users and have a negative brand image, and we don't want that.
Perfect. Aris, great to see you. Nick, how's Gallery onboard coming? After KYC is done, Gallery will the next patron jump on?
Yeah,
So
I just
our
demonstrated
Gallery
stores.
affiliate.
I just demoed stores. That's what we are building. So we can't onboard galleries until the stores feature is fully built out. And just the artist feature is phase one of stores, the filter feature is the phase one of stores, which is what I demonstrated, where anyone can go create a marketplace, a store rather, for their collective, for their personal, use, whatever. But the next step is to invite artists and have an agreement with them. That's what's needed for the gallery. And so that's going to be phase two of stores, and few weeks away.
Okay, great. Referring to scope, when the updated dashboard is launched, will it show the dynamic circulating supply?
Yeah, it'll show you all the supplies because there's not just a circulating supply. There is an active supply, there's a locked supply, there's a max supply. So all of those numbers, you'll be able to see that. Because different platforms make different distinctions about what exactly is circulating supply, because there is locked coins, there is actual coins that are in circulation, and there are coins that could be in circulation but are not. For example, treasury allocations. So generally we don't factor those in certain calculations, but we do factor them in certain. So we'll see all of that on the dashboard.
Yeah, and that will be reflected in any token or coin listing and coin market cap as well. Okay, I would love to create a store. I would also love to know if I can create a store for a group of people besides my own store.
Yes, that's the intended use of the feature. Create as many stores as you like.
Perfect. Is it possible for artists to bring their work from other blockchains and license them for other purposes on their store?
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about transporter and some of that. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So many moons ago, I introduced the concept of transporter, which is essentially a project to be able to take existing NFTs you've minted and move them over to Vitruveo. So for that, we need something called a bridge, and that was a complicated thing. But through our partner via Labs, we have now demonstrated that we can do bridging from practically any popular chain effortlessly and easily now. And we have a huge amount of confidence after we've seen USDC in action. So that gives us confidence to go ahead and launch Transporter now. The challenge becomes that you have actually on every other platform minted the artwork, whereas we have this unique consignment model. So we have to somehow come to terms with that and resolve it, where we bring your artwork over and we take what's minted somewhere else and make it into a token on our chain, but using our licensing and consignment model. So the complexity is no longer in porting your art over. The complexity now is in coming up with how do we answer the question, what is already a token? How do we make it into a consignment on our end? So that there is an answer to that question. It's not that complicated, but it has to be answered correctly. And once that's done, we will enable you to basically transport over your tokens from every other blockchain, like Ethereum, Binance, Polygon, Base, etc., to Vitruveo.
Very good. Flame Squad asks, can we also send the art cards via inbox on social media, like through links?
Yeah. In addition to email, you're going to have a copy icon there, and the copy icon will be slightly different from the card because we do want to include the artist on there. So it's going to be a slightly different design. But yeah, you will be able to copy it and then put it into whatever iMessage, WhatsApp, Telegram, however you want to send it. In that case, what we're going to do is when you copy it, it's also going to copy the image and a link, so that the user is able to basically execute on looking at the artist's portfolio and things like that. So yes, we will allow that feature also.
Very cool. Similar question. Is it going to be possible to send art cards to mobiles like WhatsApp, Telegram? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Let's do a poet update. This kind of is, links with Honcho and that sort of thing. It's not an abandoned project. It's more of something that we just have to get to.
We just put it on ice, basically. We'll resurrect it because it has value to it, but we just don't have the bandwidth to deal with any project that is not immediately moving the needle right now. And that's kind of a nice to have engagement token. So I've always committed that once we have more resources, we will bring it back to life very quickly, and then in a matter of a few weeks, it'll be there. So this is about resources.
Yeah, and it also makes sense, guys. Sometimes when we've come up with certain ideas and stuff like that, in hindsight, you think, man, we probably shouldn't have launched it at that time, just because it's difficult to successfully build out one idea. And then, especially when resources and finances are limited, now it's like we can't successfully build out one vertical or one concept because it takes a lot of resources and time to build that out. So we've decided really to kind of narrow down our efforts and really focus on the key verticals and really focus on going to market, with our key utilities and tools, and kind of kick some of these other ideas down the road for further development. So not abandoned, just deferred. What about the Da Vinci grant ideas?
Yeah. What about them?
I think that will kind of coincide with our bounty program as we start building out, third party developers and bringing them on. We'll resurrect that, and we'll have something in place for that. But it does require capital, for a lot of these grants. We actually have another idea that we're playing around with, where any project that is onboarding, with Vitruveo, that we will have a full marketing development template that we can hand over, as well as development resources, if they contribute to Vibe. So if you contribute to Vibe, we're going to give you this turnkey go-to-market solution for your project. The only caveat is you allocate a portion of your revenue to Vibe in exchange for our successful launch turnkey solution. So that's something that I'm kind of getting into. I literally just sent a text to Nick about that this morning. Hey, let's do something like this. So that's the idea, but we'll dive into that. Nick, will the artist be able to have a personal message on the art license?
I wasn't thinking about it, but that's a great idea. So let me make a note of it.
Yeah. Happy
Where's my
Hanukkah.
pencil? Personal note on
Happy
art.
Diwali.
No, it's more about I created this artwork out of love, blah blah blah. I think like that,
Sure. Yeah.
Personal message on art cards. I like it.
Great suggestion. Thank you. Thanks, Nick. The 1 million Vitru that you're going to stake for 5 years, is that part of the active circulating supply?
And that's going to be TVL, total value. It's going to be locked. It's just
No, you're
moving
right,
from
Nick.
one bucket to another. Basically, it's moving from
Yeah.
treasury, which is also active, into staked. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. When's the next buying blitz?
Sunday. I haven't
Okay.
announced it yet. You just put me on the spot, and I just made that up. So now I have to go.
You just did.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 days in America. But denomination changer.
Okay. So made progress on that. So here's the problem. All right. Finally figured out a great UI for doing it. It's basically what you do is you say that here are the vibes I want to change. You select for each denomination, you select the quantity you want to change, and it burns those and issues you new ones. Now, the problem is that that transaction exceeds 30 million gas. So 30 million is our cap on a block. So I have to figure out how to do that, because we might be burning like 100 tokens, right? That's a significant amount of gas. So I think it might end up being a two-step process, like how when you are working with a token, you have to approve the token first. That's in one transaction. And the next transaction, you claim the new, you send your tokens over. So for Vibe, I'm going to do something like that. In the first transaction, you essentially submit the tokens that you want to change. And in the second transaction, you claim the new denominations. It'll essentially create a Vibe credit for you. And you can say, okay, I want this credit as 2 1000s and 4 500s and 400s and 10 ones, like that. So by breaking it up into two transactions, we can make it work. So that's what I was working on. I'll try and get that done in the early part of next week.
Or maybe in the smart contract, we can put a cap on the token, the number of tokens, could that be a solution?
Well, but that is counterproductive, right? Because the whole point is
you'd have to do multiple merges, right?
Yeah, and I don't want to I think it's a lot easier if you just basically say that here's what I'm handing in, turn it in, and those get burnt, and you get a credit then, and so you can then immediately mint for yourself whatever denomination you want.
Yeah. Okay.
It's basically 2 steps: burn and mint.
Okay, I have someone that may have funds to drop 25K into Vitru. What's the easiest way for them to purchase that amount of coins?
Yeah, we're gonna have
Probably
a
the
problem
VO.
with Veo on that. So the
Mhm.
best thing to do is to DM me, and we'll arrange for. Um, what you could do is this. On Veo, I think the maximum is 2,500, right? Each turn. Yeah. So best thing to do is to message me, and I can help orchestrate that. We have that same issue with some of the Sabong investors, and we handle it sort of transactionally off the Veo minting one, because that is only can handle $2,500 at a time. So just reach out to me.
Okay. Nick, are there any possibilities to change the Vibe denomination? I have almost hundreds of one denomination. Yeah, so we just talked about that. So that's coming. Perks update. Yeah, I forgot to. I know I had it on my slide, and
Oh,
I
sorry.
know that Yeah, no, we just. This was one thing that slipped. There's OG perks as well as the booster perks. So let's cover that because I know you and I wanted to talk about that today, Nick.
I'm sorry. I
So
was
we
reading
wanted
it on.
to. Yeah, that's okay. For perks, for OG perks and booster perks, we decided to do the 24-month thing, I think. Right?
Yeah. So we didn't finalize that decision. So maybe we'll do a flash next week and talk about it.
Yeah. It's coming. We have an idea. We just have to finalize it, as Nick said. Any update on Sabong VCs by any chance? Yeah, funds are trickling in. As Nick stated, it's kind of funny. We received a check, which was kind of interesting. Which is amazing. Yeah, the cap on the VO bundles, as Nick stated, was under a lot of these. They're not really VCs; they're more seed investors. VCs are more institutional, but we expect VC funds to come in after the SEX list, probably a Series A that we'll do. But at this point, most of our large whale investors are considered seed investors, and those funds are trickling in. We've received quite a bit already, and I don't know the exact number, but it's a pretty nice amount that's going to be added to the runway marketing efforts, and as more comes in, liquidity. So, yeah, good question. What would be the news on December 6th about the sex? Well, you'll know December 6th. That's what we have starred. Let's see. Any new questions that have come in? Do you see any, Nick? I think there's one here. Do you have any plans to add a credit card payment method directly to the art details page? Yes, we covered that a little bit earlier. We'll have a credit card solution either through MoonPay or through another provider. We're currently meeting with many credit card providers. We're doing a lot of the research right now and setting those meetings up. So yeah, there will be plans for that.
Yeah, I think that about covers it.
Yep.
Vivita asks, will the account security always be guaranteed by the code sent via email? Are there any plans to implement additional systems for security? Because as it stands now, if someone accesses my mailbox. Yeah, so one-time passwords by email are pretty common. Everyone uses them. And, if your mailbox is compromised, I think you have bigger problems. So I don't know that it impacts anything other than the ability for people to go in and mess with your studio, for example. But even then, they can't do much because they would not have the private key for signing a transaction, and therefore they would be foiled.
It's the beauty of Web3.
Yeah.
2-hour spotlight. We did it, Nick.
Yay! 2 hours. Okay.
528 people joined us. Thank you so much, guys. I know that it takes a long time to go through all of these updates. We're glad that you're on this journey with us. If you haven't hit that like button, definitely do some posts, get the word out. We're going to be making some major moves here in the next 30 to 60 days. Everything is positioned to have a very, very successful list. And we're firing on all 12 cylinders. So thank you again for joining us. If there's any other questions that you have that we haven't covered, feel free to reach out to us or the mods on Discord. Nick, closing remarks, comments?
No, I'm just excited. I'll do a buying blitz on Sunday. Then I guess I'm gonna head off to Orange County to see you. And
Yes.
After that, I'm heading off to India to see my dad. So that is, I have a busy travel December planned. It's gonna be fun, but we'll continue to work and deliver all the results as planned along the way. And I think I saw someone ask when that whole staking thing, etc., will happen. I'll do it probably later today or tomorrow. Tomorrow is more likely. I want to get that bot done so the drip starts right away. The 1,000, or maybe I should start that drip on December 1st or something like that. So yeah. So get that going. So expect that my stake, etc., will happen by tomorrow. Oh, I think people are asking that because of the vibe. I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wait till tomorrow. So you have some time to get in there. All right.
Yeah. Cool. So guys, there's only, I think, how much Vibe is left, Nick? Maybe 33,000 or something like that.
Let's go and see here. We've got 966,848. So,
and we're in talks with a
33,000. Yeah.
Pretty large whale seed investor that may be taking up quite a bit of that Vibe. So if you're planning on staking, now is the time to do it while Vibe is still there. Otherwise, it's going to get eaten up by this third-party investor. So 33,000 Vibe, yeah, just relax, stated. So if you want to max out on the rev share, now's the time to do it. I definitely wouldn't wait. We have a scheduled meeting that's in the works while Nick is down here in Orange County with that investor. And so good things planned.
Great. That's all it is we have today, folks. Thanks, as always. Appreciate every one of you for being a part of this community. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on another Flashlight next week.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Be safe.